Hello, welcome back to Majestic Grace Bible School. We're going to look at Proverbs chapter 10 today out of the Amplified Bible. And the title of this is Contrast of the Righteous and the Wicked. It says this is the Proverbs of Solomon. A wise son makes a father glad, but a foolish, stubborn son who refuses to learn is a grief to his mother. Treasures of wickedness and ill-gotten gains do not profit, but righteousness and moral integrity in daily life rescues from death. The Lord will not allow the righteous to hunger. God will meet all of his needs, but he will reject and cast away the craving of the wicked. So let's look at Psalms 34:9 and verse 10 as well. Psalms 34:9 says, "O reverently fear the Lord, you his saints, his believers and his holy ones. For to those who fear him there is no want. The young lions lack food and grow hungry, but they who seek the Lord will not lack any good thing." And then once again, let's look at Psalms 37:25. And this says, "I have been young, and now I am old. Yet I have not seen the righteous, those in right standing with God, abandoned, or his descendants pleading for bread. All day long he is gracious and lends, and his descendants are a blessing." God's love, God's righteous ones. It says they'll never be found begging for bread. That's you and I. You and I who have accepted Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior. We are his beloved. We are his children, and he takes care of us. Okay, let's go on. Verse 4. Poor is he who works with a negligent and idle hand, but the hand of the diligent makes him rich. He who gathers during summer and takes advantage of his opportunities is a son who acts wisely. But he who sleeps during harvest and ignores the moment of opportunity is a son who acts shamefully. Blessings are on the head of the righteous, the upright, those in right standing with God. But the mouth of the wicked conceals violence. The memory of the righteous person is a source of blessing, but the name of the wicked will be forgotten and rot like a corpse. The wise in heart are willing to learn, so they will accept and obey commands or instructions. You know, it's so hard sometimes for us as humans to want to be taught. So we must position our heart to, to be willing to be taught. Lay down our pride, lay down our preconceived ideas that we know it all and that we know how to do something. And whether we know how to do something or not, let's take the advice of those who are doing it well. Perhaps we will learn something. Who knows, we might learn an easier or better way of doing that which we're trying to learn or trying to do. Taking instruction makes us wise. Okay, so let's go into verse 8 here. It says, "The wise in heart are willing to learn, so they will accept and obey commands or instruction. But the babbling fool who is arrogant and thinks himself wise will come to ruin. He who walks in integrity and with moral character walks securely. But he who takes a crooked way will be discovered and punished. He who maliciously winks the eye of evil intent causes trouble. And the babbling fool who is arrogant and thinks himself wise will come to ruin. The mouth of the righteous is a fountain of life, and his words of wisdom are a source of blessing. But the mouth of the wicked conceals violence and evil. Hatred stirs up strife, but love covers and overwhelms all transgressions, forgiving and overlooking another's faults. On the lips of the discerning, skillful and godly wisdom is found, but discipline and the rod are for the back of the one who is without common sense and understanding. Wise men store up and treasure knowledge in mind and heart, but with the mouth of the foolish, ruin is at hand. I want to stop there for just a second and share something. So, verse 14 says, wise men store up and treasure knowledge in mind and in heart. My dear friend was preparing for um, a promotion at work, and she had not necessarily um, been asked or even instructed that she might get this promotion, but she wanted this promotion. So, what did she do? She read the handbook of their organization. She learned everything she could possibly learn about the job that the promotion would give. Everything she needed to know, she took time in advance to learn so that and stored it up in her heart. So when the time came, she was well prepared to step into the position, and she was promoted to that position. So she walked into that position already with knowledge and understanding of what was required of her. She did the same thing learning to be a pastor. She knew that God was preparing her to pastor the church. And for 3 years, she did everything she needed to do to study and to prepare and to be ready to step into that position so that when the day came, she was ready to accept the position as pastor. And she's doing an amazing job. So when it says here that wise men store up and treasure knowledge in their mind and heart, that it gives us opportunity to recognize and learn that everything we learn today can help our future tomorrow. Okay, let's go on to verse 15. The rich man's wealth is his fortress. The ruin of the poor is their poverty. The wages of the righteous, the upright, those in right standing with God, is a worthwhile, meaningful life. The income of the wicked is punishment. You know, the income of the wicked, when you have ill-gotten gain, there's no rest for your soul. There's no rest for your mind. There's no rest for your spirit. You're constantly looking over your shoulder to find out if you're going to be found out. Are you going to be punished? So ill-gotten gain is not worth it. He who learns from instruction and correction is on the right path of life, and for others his example is a path towards wisdom and blessing. But he who ignores and refuses correction goes off course, and for others his example is a path towards sin and ruin. In other words, you, by taking and refusing correction, can actually lead others astray. He who hides hatred has lying lips, and he who spreads slander is a fool. When there are many words, transgression and offense are unavoidable. But he who controls his lips and keeps thoughtful silence is wise. The tongue of the righteous is like precious silver, greatly valued. The heart of the wicked is worth little. The lips of the righteous feed and guide many, but fools who reject God and his wisdom die for lack of understanding. The blessing of the Lord brings true riches, and he adds no sorrow to it, for it comes as a blessing from God. Oh, how much better that we can receive riches as the blessing of the Lord. Engaging in evil is like sport to the fool who refuses wisdom and chases sin. But to a man of understanding, skillful and godly wisdom brings joy. What the wicked fears will come upon him, but the desire of the righteous for the blessings of God will be granted. When the whirlwind passes, the wicked is no more, but the righteous has an everlasting foundation. Like vinegar to the teeth and smoke to the eyes, so is the lazy one to those who send him to work, because the lazy one is not giving a good amount of work to those who've hired him. The reverent fear of the Lord, worshiping, obeying, serving, and trusting him with awe-filled respect prolongs one's life. But the years of the wicked will be shortened. The hope of the righteous, those of honorable character and integrity, is joy. But the expectation of the wicked, those who oppose God and ignore his wisdom, comes to nothing. The way of the Lord is a stronghold to the upright. Wow, that's a powerful statement. The way of the Lord is a stronghold to the upright, but it is ruin to those who do evil. The consistently righteous will never be shaken, but the wicked will not inhabit the earth. The mouth of the righteous flows with skillful and godly wisdom, but the perverted tongue will be cut out. The lips of the righteous know and speak what is acceptable, but the mouth of the wicked speaks what is perverted and twisted. We want to be careful that the words of our mouth speak life, that they do not speak curses or death, but they only speak life. But speaking life can be so powerful, whether you're just speaking blessings or whether you are actually praying the word of the living God and that wisdom is coming forth in your prayers. But also remember that the word of the Lord, when it goes out and accomplishes that which God intended for it to accomplish, and it never returns to him void. In other words, it will bring accomplishment. So you can trust in the word of the Lord. Have a blessed day until our next class. We'll see you soon.